July 11, 2026. Today's reading from Encounter with God, Yet More Unexpected. Opening prayer. Father, I am thankful that you speak to me, teaching and encouraging me when I read your word. Thank you for this wondrous gift that shows me who you are and your great love for me. Read Matthew chapter 14, verses 22 through 36. Jesus walks on the water. Immediately, Jesus made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side, while he dismissed the crowd. After he had dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. Later that night, he was there alone, and the boat was already a considerable distance from land, buffeted by the waves because the wind was against it. Shortly before dawn, Jesus went out to them, walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. "It's a ghost," they said, and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, "Take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid." "Lord, if it's you," Peter replied, "tell me to come to you on the water." "Come," he said. Then Peter got out of the boat, walked on the water, and came towards Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and, beginning to sink, cried out, "Lord, save me!" Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. "You have little faith," he said. "Why did you doubt?" And when they climbed into the boat, the wind died down. Then those who were in the boat worshipped him, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God." When they had crossed over, they landed at Gennesaret. And when the men of that place recognized Jesus, they sent word to all the surrounding country. People brought all their sick to him, and begged him to let the sick just touch the edge of his cloak, and all who touched it were healed. Reflect. Is your faith walk generally on even keel, or does it have its ups and downs depending on circumstances? Today's reading brings to a vivid climax a recurring theme of chapters 11 through 14, who Jesus is. As with yesterday's miracle with bread and fish, Jesus here shows his mastery over creation. There is an added dimension in that the unruly sea is often seen by biblical writers as the epitome of chaos, hence the statement that in the new heaven and new earth there is no longer any sea. So, in walking on the storm-tossed water, Jesus is shown to be Lord over all that threatens God's kingdom and Jesus' disciples, thus promoting the disciples' worship and affirmation of faith. Truly you are the Son of God. Another motif of these chapters is evident in today's passage, living as a disciple. As they often are, Peter's ups and downs in following Jesus are painted with broad brushstrokes and primary colors. He responds with great faith to his Lord's invitation to step out of the boat, but then his trust spectacularly fails. Jesus both rescues and rebukes him, accepting his worship along with that of the others in the boat. Does this resemble your attempts to be a faithful disciple in any way? We'll conclude our thoughts on these readings from Matthew by focusing on the words of Jesus in verse 27. First, we remind ourselves that these are not the words of a ghost, nor of a fantasy figure, but of the one who is as real and alive as it is possible to be. Second, our relationship with him is as earthly and challenging as was that of his first disciples, and, as with them, our faith often comes close to failing. Finally, in all the unpredictability and perils of life, we hear him say to us, "Take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid." Apply. How can you be more prepared for meeting the unexpected in your life as a disciple? Closing prayer. Lord Jesus, help me to answer your call each day, even if I feel like Peter getting out of the boat and walking on the water.